Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and it appears that the juggernaut that was Spider-Man No Way Home is finally grinding to a slow halt this weekend as it was dethroned at the box office by the new Scream film. Now, let's take a look at this article here from CBR. And it was bound to happen. The fifth week is pretty middle of the range in a theater run, so this is about the time where it starts to dip below first place. I'm surprised it lasted first place this long, to be honest. And it's just quite impressive that in this era where people just don't want to go to the theaters anymore, that they came out in droves for this film and supported it vastly and blew it up to one of the top 10 highest grossing films of all time. And that completely blows all the pandemic narratives out of the water, completely just destroying them. People aren't afraid to leave their homes. They've just gone out of the habit of watching movies anymore, and they're not going to go out of their way to watch films that attack them, that are completely politically divisive, and are just generally not good storytelling. And they will obviously go out of their way for a good, compelling story, which is why Spider-Man has had the legs that it has. And Scream, it's wasn't something that I even heard about until very recently. I didn't even know it was coming out, and I haven't heard anybody talking about it positively or negatively, but it's impressive that it's doing as well as it is in this era as well. So it has a loyal fan base, and perhaps it's made in a competent manner that doesn't degenerate into the political narratives that so many of today's films do. But let's take a look. Scream slashed the Spider-Man No Way Home webs at the box office, and they're repeating the headline a few times. According to the Hollywood Reporter, while the web slinger's latest blockbuster is on track to earn $700 million in the domestic box office, its fifth weekend fell a few million short of Paramount slasher reboot. Scream took in $30.6 million. That is quite a bit for a thriller like that. Like, they're very low budgets, so that's a good amount for a film like Scream. Black Widow only made about double that on its opening weekend, but it was supposed to be a juggernaut. It was supposed to be comparable to Spider-Man No Way Home, and that was never going to happen. So Scream, $30 million may not seem like a lot, but it is pretty fair for the type of film that it is and the type of audience, the very niche audience that it has. And Spider-Man only made $26 million. That is not terrible for the fifth week. It's lower than I actually would have expected, but it's doing pretty well. While it is no surprise after early projections predicted the top spot shifting films, I'm actually surprised that they predicted this, that Scream would dethrone Spider-Man this weekend. I had not heard anything about Scream, so I'm surprised people were generally positive about it making enough money. I haven't heard anyone online talking about it, any of my friends, personal family. No one's really talking about this film, so I'm quite surprised that it made all this back. And of course, they have to say this news also marks an impressive take for a movie released during the COVID-19 pandemic and the surge of an Omicron variant. People don't give a shit anymore. They're not afraid anymore. And unless you're in New York, California, Australia, or Canada, people are really just trying to move on with their lives. And if there's a good film out there, they're going to go out and watch it and support it. So, and no one's afraid of the Omicron, especially. It's pathetic that news sites like this have to be like, this is special. Look, it's making money. And so many other films have that. It's not even a point worth bringing up. Pandemic has nothing to do with box office success right now. It's all down to fans are going to go support a good movie and not support a bad one, like the 355 bombing in spectacular fashion. That's because it was a shit movie and people weren't going to go out of the way to watch a shit movie. So they shouldn't even be bringing up shit like this because it is in no way related to the subject matter at hand, because no one's afraid anymore in the majority of the world. Yeah, and it's just going to go more into the background of the movies, the box office breakdown for the year. But yeah, at the end of the day, no one's scared of Omicron, no one's scared of COVID anymore. They're just trying to go see a good movie, and Spider-Man is evident in that, and Scream, doing as well as it is also evident of that. So we should all go support good movies, and eventually, someday, many years down the road, Hollywood may actually learn from their mistakes and be like, oh, we should give the fans what they want, and that will make us money? It's a long way away, but with more successes like Spider-Man and Scream, apparently, that reality may come to pass sooner than I'd hope for. But it's still a ways off, and we still got to keep doing our part to say support good movies, and to laugh at bad ones. And that's all we can do at this time. So that's all I have for today. I'd love your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Anon. If you like what I do here and want to see good, compelling stories that Hollywood will no longer give you, check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues. Books 1, Down in Flames, and Book 2, Apocalypse Then, currently on sale. Book 3, Kill the Dark, coming soon.